everybody, and welcome to Go, my favorite sports team. Today is a fantastic day in the sporting world as the Knicks have ended a 53-year drought of winning an NBA championship. But that's not all the news we have for you today. But today I'm joined by the wonderful, the ever-illustrious Markiplier himself, as usual.
Who won what?
The New York Knicks won the NBA Finals in 5 games.
If you showed me their logo, I would be able to identify it immediately.
Yes. Let me pull up that logo quiz again.
Yeah, test me. What is it? Huh?
New York Knicks.
This is clearly the Norway... Stillwaters. That's a dumb logo. Not even an N in there.
It's literally just a basketball.
I don't know. Look how crappy the connection is on the basketball left side and right side. What's going on there?
I think somebody just tried to quickly make this because this is the Knicks logo. So to remove the words, it just becomes the triangle with the basketball.
That's better. Okay, I can tell what that is.
Obviously, without the words, it's like, what? Who are they? So their full name is the Knickerbockers.
Mm-hmm.
So they're the New York Knickerbockers. That was abbreviated to New York Knicks.
Well, good, because the old name was nerdy and lame, and I don't know if that name's any better. But hey, good for them. They won.
Yeah, so that's the breaking first news. The other second news is the World Cup has began, and it is hosted in the United States. And we have plenty of news on the issues and mishaps that have occurred with FIFA and the World Cup in the U.S.
I hear that the prices are very unreasonable.
This is rumored to have occurred that FIFA purposefully created scarcity to raise the prices for them to make more money off the tickets. Additionally, they have instigated hydration breaks in the name of player safety halfway between each half, basically making it quarters. But in reality, there are broadcasting rights that are now inserting ads, like ad breaks during those hydration breaks.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Got to get those players hydrated. By who? Gatorade. Get Powerade, wherever.
By who? This new gambling site. It'll make you thirsty.
Yep. Yeah.
Because it'll take all of your money. And you can't afford water.
I bet it's another situation where it's like Ticketmaster, comes in and be like, hey, we don't mind being the most hated, vilified thing. We're evil, and we will make you money. So long as we can make money, too, by manipulating the prices.
Which, I don't know if you saw this in recent news. A lot of touring musical artists have canceled their tours because of the ticket prices being outrageous.
Good, because people can't afford it. People literally can't. They found the limit. They found where people literally have no money left. I had this tirade just on my stream where I was just like, because I was able to set my own prices for Iron Lung, and I said, like, a $5 rental sounds great, $10 purchase, because my philosophy, which is crazy, is that a rental of a movie shouldn't cost more than a movie ticket.
True. 100%.
I think that's a fair benchmark that everyone could agree with. And as last time I checked, the average price of a movie ticket is like $12.
Yeah.
Something like that. I mean, it's going up, from what it was. But in my mind, it's like a $10 movie ticket, that's like hey, all right, let's all go to the movie,
The argument these companies generally have is you have it for a longer period of time to be able to watch it so you can watch it more than once. But I very much agree with you. Didn't we have like $3 rentals at Blockbuster or something when we were a kid?
I mean, I'm sure there were something
Video
like
games
that.
were like $5.
Yeah, they had incentives and moments with that. The concept of renting a video game probably is very lost on a lot of people.
It really is.
That used to be a thing.
Which is really funny because now there's a law going on in California to prevent people from ending games that require online gameplay, because people will buy the game and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, you can't play it anymore because the servers are gone and everything's depleted. So all of that money you spent, even if it was only a year, sometimes less, is gone.
City of Heroes was around for a while, but I played it when it first came out, and then toward the end of its life, which I didn't know was coming, I was like, I haven't played that game in a bit. Why don't I just buy that real quick, or I'll pay for a month or whatever it was, and I'll try it out. And then literally the next month it died.
Okay, so historically, Blockbuster apparently had rentals ranging from $3.99 to $4.99, so $4 or $5 for multi-day rentals, and then ended up shifting to daily rental prices for $2 or $3. So, and then they had varying prices based on new releases versus the classics. Classics were cheaper than the new stuff. The new stuff was always higher because everyone's trying to get it off the shelf.
And from what I see, as of at least 6 months ago, or no, this is just 2 months ago, the average Ticketmaster price for a ticket to any kind of venue that they sell for is $132.
That's insane.
Average ticket price.
Let alone if there's a promotional event happening like a bobblehead or some other ticket. The average price for July 2nd, which is One Piece night at Dodger Stadium, is almost $400 for the nosebleeds.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts because the ramp up for the ticket prices has gotten faster and faster, whereas and then remember, that's average. Some shows have like $500 for the nosebleeds, but in 2019, the average was $91. To go from 2019 to 26 to go to $132 or 136 is saying is over a 50% increase.
And that's just 7 years.
And that's just 7 years. And then before that, 70% of tickets sold on its platform were under $100 before 2019. 70% of tickets, were under $100 before then.
And wages probably only increased by maybe 1%.
Yeah, what's the minimum wage increase in that same time?
Actually, none federally.
I know. That's
not
the
at
joke.
all. Yeah.
That's the cruel joke, yeah.
That is the cruel joke. But you know what? If you're running out of money, we have something you can spend money on. It's right here on my chest. It's called It's Sports Team Merch.
Read the room. Read the room. Read the room. Read the room.
No, make sure and spend your money where you want to spend it and don't spend it on things that you believe are overpriced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We try not to overprice our products, to be clear.
It is true. He does. I don't.
I don't touch the prices.
That's fair.
Then again, I do sometimes go, I want this specifically this way. And it's like, well, that's so much more expensive. Like, that's where I run into the problem. But anyway, let's dive into some of the exciting news about the New York Knicks winning the NBA Finals. First of all, we go back in time. Game 3 of the New York Knicks. People have been chomping at the bit for the Knicks to be in the finals for 53 plus years.
So they haven't even been in for 53 years?
They've been starved of a title for at least 53. I haven't looked up how long they had not been in the finals. It might have been 53 years. I think it was. No, they lost the last time they were in the finals. Knicks reached the NBA Finals in 94 and 99. So that's 27 years since the last time they were in the finals. And both times they lost. So, and between 2000 and 2022, the Knicks only reached the playoffs 6 times, which the NBA, a lot of teams make the playoffs.
Right. Okay.
So they've been starved, right? All these fans are chomping at the bit. They have viewing parties outside the arena. All this happens. And then suddenly, president wants to watch Game 3 of the finals.
I see.
Creating a problem. All of a sudden, those viewing parties can no longer happen because of security risk, heightened security, all these things of these thousands of fans that were hyped and excited for, many of them canceled last minute, stuff that was already paid for. Fans who paid thousands of dollars for tickets waited in lines that stretched New York City streets to accommodate the security presence Trump requires. Players themselves were required to go undergo extra security measures due to the visit. And when shown on the Jumbotron, the man was booed.
No.
Tickets for this game were in hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. The mayor of New York City paid $2,000 for tickets to one game, that same game.
All right.
So these people, they're not just your regular everyday Joes, because to be able to afford that, they have to be pretty well off, and they still booed Trump. And to cap it all off, the Knicks ended up losing the game. The one game of the finals they lost to the Spurs, 115 to 111.
How many games are in the finals?
They're up to 7.
To 7, okay.
So it's best first to 4.
First to 4, okay, I see.
So the Knicks ended up winning 4 games to 1.
Ah, that's pretty good. Who were they playing against?
San Antonio Spurs, which had Wemby, 7-foot freak of nature who's a monster.
Wembanyama.
Wembanyama. Yes.
Wembanyama. Also nicknamed the Alien.
Well, he's, 7'4", can dribble like a guard and shoot from half court.
How does a guard dribble? Good? Bad?
Yes, very good.
Oh, very good.
Very good ball handling. You know Shaquille O'Neal, the big guy?
No,
he could not dribble very well.
Don't know that guy.
He got ball and dunk. Wemby can dribble and shoot and dunk.
What's with all the traveling?
The NBA has just been really lax on the steps. There was a massive travel in the final game too, where the guy put both hands on the ball, which instantly is a double dribble, but it wasn't called, and he just ran past Wemby, and he's just like, and they get counted the basket.
Interesting.
But anyway, after the game, 21 arrests due to rowdy behavior, like throwing beer bottles, fist fights.
Like actual arrests, handcuffs arrests?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Riot gear for escorting Spurs fans to safety to a taxi as they were surrounded by Knicks fans. And then the Knicks ended up going on and winning, and, you know, all that angry rioting continued. They lit a bus on fire that was carrying World Cup fans. Luckily, the World Cup fans made it out. They were being driven back from the game. You know, a lot of bad stuff, a lot of crazy chaos. Why do sports, this drives me nuts. It's a happy time. You live in the city, you're probably rooting for your fan up. Why are you destroying stuff? I cannot stand it.
It's people just like having an excuse. I'm not justifying it, but I can see how it happens if you have a certain mindset. It's like everyone's out in the streets. There's kind of this like disorder going on. You think you can get away with it, right? It's the same thing that I've seen with laser pointers at soccer matches. But there have been some really good footage of laser aiming cameramen and there was this one footage of this one lady who like was sneaking behind someone, but this guy, the cameraman, was able to like right in like slow motion seeing her like peek out right there. So it's like, because people think they can get away with it. That's almost universally the reason. They're like, I want to break something. And, you know, we all have been wanted to go to a rage room, and, you know, you want to rage out, but whatever the motivation is like they think they can get away with it because everything is a little chaotic. And then other people are like, oh, they're doing it, I can get away with it more. So people's threshold of what they think they can get away with gets triggered the more people do it. And then people's psychology.
Groupthink.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it too is like, the energy of the adrenaline in you of like having something you need an outlet, and that ends up being the chosen outlet, which to me also still drives me mad. I saw a really good TikTok though. There were these guys shaking this, I think it was a street lamp or it was a street sign. Like they were trying to rip it out, and it was a group of dudes. And one guy walks over and be like, what the hell are you doing, guys? This is your city. You live here. Why would you want to destroy that? And he got ganged up on. They didn't beat him up in the video that I saw, but it was like, that one guy was doing the right thing, and drove me mad. But in good news, there were some fantastic celebrities that attended the game. The game that they won to win the series was in San Antonio. Timothée Chalamet, Ben Stiller, Spike Lee, and Tracy Morgan were all in attendance, and they ended up celebrating with the players.
You're really putting yourself on the map with saying some tremendous celebrities there.
I'm just saying what I've got in front of me.
He stands by everything those celebrities have said or done, and he's an endorser.
That is not true.
He loved
that is not
Timmy
true.
Chalamet's sports
not at
betting
all.
ads.
No,
he
not at all.
loves them, and by proxy.
I cannot stand Spike Lee either. He's done some bad stuff, but these bigger name people attended the game and were celebrating with the players afterwards. Timothée Chalamet said had gotten some champagne in his eyes, and he's like, "Oh, that's why I have stunt people for," which was to me kind of shitty. And then Ben Stiller had a picture he was kissing the trophy.
What does that have to do with
because
champagne?
He said he wasn't athletic and that he somehow got champagne in his eyes, and I don't know. It's out of context. It sounded like he was just like celebrating and doing all this stuff is what he has stunt people for because he's not able to be as athletic and strong in that way.
I don't think that's not the worst thing you said. That's actually that's a totally fine joke. I think that's fine. It's not demeaning to stunt people because a lot of stunt people would be like, yeah, that's what my job is. I am the person that should be doing that because I'm trained to do that.
To try and minimize injury and risk.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You want to go to World Cup?
I suppose so, if I gotta. I don't really care about it, though. Where is this? Is this in order? This isn't in order.
There's no particular order.
All right. FIFA World Cup is a mess. FIFA banned water bottles.
You know, they're not playing any hot environments or anything like that.
You know what's funny about this is the TSA is actually removing the requirements to dump all liquids beforehand.
Really?
Pretty soon. I don't know when that goes into effect, but TSA liquid rule change. Because before it was like you can't have over 100 milliliters or 3.4 ounces.
And it had to be in
bags.
like a pint-sized bag.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, no, it hasn't changed. I was probably lied to. Never mind.
Yeah, ignore us. TSA is not rolling back that dump all of your liquids before you go out there, including ones inside your body.
Please don't do that. What?
They're banning all liquids, right? They're increasing so that you can't have liquid in your body.
Tyler doesn't need to know what you do with the liquid inside your body. That's your own personal business. I don't care. He sure does, but don't listen to him. You don't need to disclose your liquid contents to anybody. FIFA announced a new policy June 5th in a post on social media saying all fans will be permitted to bring in one soft plastic 20-ounce factory-sealed disposable water bottle into any FIFA World Cup 2026 match in the USA and Canada. That's slightly different.
They banned it. And then they rolled back after backlash on June 5th.
However, they reversed the decision after a couple days due to intense backlash. So this is okay?
They fixed their problem. This is one of the minor things that they came out with that was really dumb, and then they go, okay, never mind, we're going to fix that.
Okay.
Especially as a person who has to take meds regularly, not being able to bring water into places is horrible, because then all of a sudden I have to buy water, especially at venues like this. They don't have drinking fountains or anything like that. I have to pay an outrageous price for a water bottle, which, by the way, there's a whole other conversation that we're going to have about food inside stadiums. That's a future episode. And how, because stadiums are funded by taxpayer dollars, they're technically illegally having prices raised in comparison to the
world.
Yeah. We have a whole episode to talk about stadium food and that whole conversation. But that's a major issue that I run into with meds, not to mention the fact that you're in that stadium for a long time. It's hot. If it's during the day, especially in SoFi Stadium, that place is like an oven when it's sunny out. People are going to get dehydrated. It's a safety risk. Being able to be allowed to bring in a water bottle is a good movement. I think they should allow more than that, but that's a positive movement from their original station.
Fair. All right.
But in bigger news, the U.S. has been horrible lately when it comes to people coming in for different events with their visas. Honored World Cup referee Omar Abdul Kadir Artin of Somalia was denied entry to the U.S. after landing in the Miami International Airport. Player for Team Iraq was questioned for hours. One Iraqi team staff member was denied entry at Chicago O'Hare Airport. Dozens of fans from countries such as Morocco all of a sudden got denied visas despite being ticket holders. There were visas that were originally approved and then revoked.
Mm-hmm.
Iran, their team made the World Cup. They were given a 3-hour visa and were not allowed to fly into the U.S. and had to drive up to Washington from Mexico, which obviously they cannot make in 3 hours.
A 3-hour visa. A 3-hour visa. At that point, don't even host. It's the World Cup.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to let in the world. Just like with the Olympics in a couple years, you're gonna have to let in the world at some point. Because if you want to profit from the world, you're gonna have to interact with them at a certain point.
Yeah, so there were like hourly visas that I heard about. The squad, after 3 months of uncertainty, players were issued visas just days before the start of the tournament. 4 additional staff members had their visas approved after a successful appeal, but 11 other members remained denied. Because severe travel and domestic disputes between the two nations, Iran relocated its base to Tijuana, Mexico, and the team is commuting into the U.S. for their matches against New Zealand and Belgium in Los Angeles, and then the one in Egypt in Seattle. So they had to drive up from Mexico because of the delays in visas and then various other things logistically.
What are they going to do? What do they think they're going to do? Are they going to break into the secret super nuclear stuff in between matches?
I think it's just political leverage. They're just trying to be mean just to be mean when it's just athletes trying to participate in the World Cup.
Which is so silly because it's like it's the old men and they're all fighting up top who are in charge at the top of their governments, and then it's the people that suffer for it.
And there's even more. The picture of the 2026 World Cup, and this was posted on social media. The Senegal and Uzbekistan delegators were reportedly subjected to invasive searches upon arrival. We talked about the referee being sent back despite traveling on his diplomatic passport. That was him. Iraq's team photographer was denied entry despite holding a valid visa. Around 90% of Moroccan supporters who had already purchased tickets reportedly had their visa applications rejected. Multiple members of Iran's support staff were refused visas. Switzerland traveled without their star striker after entry issues delayed his arrival. And his visa was only granted following significant backlash.
If Switzerland has trouble,
Yes.
like something's going on. And it's just crazy because recently I couldn't make a trip to London because I didn't get my visa approved in time.
Yeah.
And it's just like, all right, that didn't used to be a thing. There used to be kind of like this cooperation and, this kind of free travel kind of thing for this, but no, not anymore. Wonder what changed in the world in that time.
Mm-hmm. So there's been investigation centers on fans. They've misled the location of seats on claims that FIFA's own public messaging and tickets contributed in inflated prices. Pricing for tickets have been dropping due to the last-minute sales because of people being denied entry and other things like that, especially for the opening matches such as Jordan versus Algeria that looked far from being sold out at the time. In other interesting, relatively good news, depending on your view on this content creator, I think he did a fine job. I Show Speed, content creator extraordinaire, made the official song for the 2026 World Cup.
Oh, that's cool.
And I watched the official music video, and I thought it was very nice. It featured mentioning of every single team that's involved in the World Cup this year, had representation from fans all over. It seemed like he recorded video from his travels going around for parts of the music video. So overall, I thought it did a really good representation of the world coming together to compete and try and win the World Cup.
Well, too bad. Here in the USA, we don't welcome any kind of use either. You bring your money, you drop it at the border, we'll pick it up. You back away slowly from the border, we'll grab your money, but put all of it over there and know you're not getting in. We are the world.
We are the freest nation in the world.
Yeah. Free for us, expensive for you.
Yeah. Speaking of crazy events that are happening, we talked about the World Cup, which is a major worldwide event, soccer extraordinaire. The U.S. won their first match 4-1 against Uruguay.
Because there was no other players on the other team because they didn't make it. They were scoring on an empty net. They were just pow, 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 goal after goal after goal. It was crazy.
Yeah. So day one saw in the group stage Mexico defeating South Africa 2-0 and South Korea beating Czechia 2-1. Canada tied Bosnia with 1 goal apiece. Group D, USA beating Paraguay 4-1, which included Paraguay's own goal. And a bunch of people were saying that the World Cup is rigged in USA's favor because they're hosting.
No, it couldn't be.
But people were like, oh, it's just Paraguay. Paraguay gave up 10 total goals in their qualifying. And that's a lot of different matches and games. So having a team score multiple goals was unheard of. Just yesterday, Qatar and Switzerland tied. Brazil and Morocco tied. Scotland defeated Haiti 1-0. And Australia beat Turkey. And then just today, Germany beat Curacao 7-1. But to them, they already won. This was their first World Cup appearance ever, and they scored a goal against a multi-time World Cup champion team. Netherlands and Japan tied. And then currently going on is Ivory Coast versus Ecuador, and they're tied 0-0. So it's been eventful. There have been no 0-0 ties. There have been goals in every single match that has taken place.
Attorney General of New York and New Jersey have launched an investigation into FIFA's ticketing practices around the 2026 World Cup, focusing specifically on the matches due to take place at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. I wonder why that's so important.
I think it had to do with what I was talking about, like FIFA potentially creating a false scarcity to increase prices.
Yeah, fake scarcity and its ticketing practices, withholding blocks of tickets from sale in order to drive up the prices of the seats that remain. The allegation has taken hold among several fans and journalists who have scoured FIFA's ticketing maps, but this marks the first time the claim has been made by a law enforcement authority with jurisdiction. Now, what blows my mind is everyone knows it's a monopoly. And in America, monopolies are illegal.
Supposedly.
No, not supposedly. Not supposedly at all. It's actually illegal. And yet,
that's what I mean. Supposedly, it's just not enforced.
There was a time in history when a bunch of the working class people, they came up with this great idea. They had these wooden beams. They had this blade, and they would put this blade up really high. And they would go to people responsible for their own suffering, and then they would stick their heads into the beams of wood, and then they just drop the blade. And I think that was a really interesting time in history where, whether or not it was deserved or not didn't matter. It just happened. I'm talking about history, everybody.
Yeah, this is history.
It's important to remember history. Take notes about history. But also, if people thought of this idea in recent times, not saying today, if people came up with new ways of doing this, higher blades and all that, that would be interesting.
Caring about each other's well-being.
No, actually, just the blade thing. Yeah, I think that's the most interesting takeaway from all this. Yeah.
I'm going to shift into some fun news.
Huh? This
is old news, but it's been recirculating. While not new news, in 2021, Kazoo Diomed Stakes at Epsom Downs in the UK, an 11-year-old thoroughbred won by a tongue.
Also won by a nose, clearly.
Yes.
But it's really funny.
That its tongue is sticking out.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And then in other good news, although debatable, Ted Lasso is returning for a 4th season. I thought it ended on a great note in the 3rd season, but the acclaimed sports comedy TV show about an American college football coach being hired to coach an English soccer team is returning to the 4th season here in August. And this show was a back-to-back comedy series, Emmy-winning season for season 1 and season 2. Back-to-back best comedy series.
Apparently, though, ticket prices have been dropping and the opening games are not selling out. However, FIFA and organizers are hoping for a surge in excitement that leads to a last-minute rush of sales for the opening matches. I don't know how much I can count on that. I didn't even know it was happening.
The marketing has been bad.
I haven't seen anything. I didn't know it was happening. The first time I knew that it was happening, there was a street sign, one of those movable orange ones that said, "Watch out for increased traffic.
Yep.
World Cup taking place." That was my advertisement that told me it was happening at all. So I don't know if that's going to happen here in America.
No, and that was an interesting part too. And on top of that, fans for the World Cup travel from all over, and the U.S. has not exactly been the most hospitable place for people from other countries as of late. So a lot of people probably don't even want to come because of their own thoughts on safety.
Yeah, exactly.
In other World Cup news, the English soccer team had their stuff stolen. Their whole uniform set and cleats were stolen before they were even able to step onto the field, but they were recovered within 24 hours by the police department. But their whole apparel, wardrobe, gear stolen out of a van.
Did they steal? They must have stolen the whole van to do that.
No, they just took it out of the van.
That takes some organization. Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I found it because of the circulating AI imagery of their locker room getting taken apart.
I bet it wasn't recovered. I bet they had extras.
And I bet they're saying that
to cover it. Yeah. I bet they got away with it because how are you going to track that? How are you going to track that down in 24
Apparently,
hours?
NYPD found it.
Did they? Did they? They're known as a really competent police department. That, why not? Let's say yes.
All right. Let's get into some other simple news, some good news. Gina Kim and Yana Wilson team up to win the Dow Championship for their first LPGA Tour titles.
What sport are we talking about here? What the fuck did you just... Okay.
Ladies Professional Golf Association.
Win the Dow Championship, the stock market championship, the Dow Jones Industrial Average. We're not even pretending anymore.
It's all about the economy. You need to be rich to play golf.
Or a rich sport. You're a rich guy or girl, or you come over here, you play golf.
Which I still don't understand. We've talked about this on the podcast. Why we put golf courses where water is scarce. It's stupid.
Yes.
Vegas, LA, all these places, Georgia's fine. Georgia gets rain. Georgia gets water.
Building Vegas at all is dumb. It unarguable. You may live in Vegas. You may really. It's great to live there. It's not even about the casinos. I'm not talking about that. Logistically speaking, it is a dumb place to put a city.
No, for
of that population. The only reason there's water there at all is because of the Hoover Dam.
Yep.
Right. It's the only reason. If that stops, they die. It's not even a situation where it's that city will become uninhabitable if their water source goes away. If the river, for whatever reason, stops flowing, it's done. You cannot ship in enough water for that. You can't, because it's so far away from all the other ones.
But wait, we can build all these data centers that use a shit ton of water.
Oh, we're going to put them in space.
We're
Don't
gonna
worry about that.
We're gonna put one that's bigger than cities in Utah.
Anyway.
NHL hockey.
Oh.
Carolina Hurricanes are 1 win away being crowned champions against Las Vegas.
What's hockey?
Do people
Tyler?
on ice with sticks kicking a puck around?
Oh, that's
whacking
more
a puck
than you've
around.
ever said about
That's
it
not
before.
at all true.
More than he's ever said about it.
But this series has been intense. It's gone back and forth, win, loss for each team. They have the game tonight in Vegas, Carolina against Las Vegas. So it's game 6. If it goes back to a tie with Vegas winning, it goes to, I believe, Carolina for the final match. I need to double check that it goes back to Carolina.
All right. Are they also first to 4?
They are, yeah. Yes, and it will be back in Carolina. Oh, for those of you that don't know, we have a wonderful guest host today. We've got Chica and Sandy in the studio.
Hi, Sandy. Hi, Sandy. You can't see Sandy. But Sandy's here.
Which is my first time meeting Sandy in person.
She's a sweetie pie.
She is really sweet.
Chica, you're a sweetie pie too. It's don't listen to me.
I have some really fun, good news. We have a 71-year-old jockey who has saddled up more than 53,000 races, and he doesn't plan to stop too.
53,000? Wait a minute. 53,000 races divided by 360. That can't be right. There's no way.
71 years?
No, because to do a race once a day.
So they most jockeys do multiple races per day.
Okay, if he did 2 a day, it would take 72 years to do 53,000. Someone's lying.
So he's probably done more than 2 a day. Average horse races per day for a jockey. 5 to 8 races per day.
Every day. That's if it took every day.
So let's say he did 8 races a day. How many years would that be?
If he did 8 races a day, it would take 18 years. And that's assuming there's a race every day, which there's not.
It's possible.
No!
It's possible.
No, it's not.
Jockeys usually start at like 14.
Send me this article. I'm gonna fact check this because what? I believe he might have gotten on a horse 53,000 times. You're telling me he's ran 53,000 races?
I sent it to you.
All right, let me see this. I'm incredulousing. It's actually him time traveling. He is every jockey.
He's been
in every
race.
This cannot be right. It says he holds the record for starts among North American jockeys, 53,736 to his credit. I can't explain it, he says. But it's just like, I never found anything better than being on horseback. They did their best to mine the data. Wait, okay.
At the age of 10, he turned to an SA teacher, declaring his intention to become a professional jockey. He realized his dream at 18, and for the past 53 years, save for days off for injury and a few family vacations, has woken up every day and realized it again.
There's not a race every day.
There is in Vegas.
What?
Yeah, there are horse races every day that you can bet on. 100%.
Is he traveling to all these? There's no way. There's no way. There is no way.
He could be stationed at a location where they race almost every single day.
This feels like the other movie that tried to claim the most blood in a movie, and they don't have data. I got data. I know it because I calculated it.
Mhm.
Because I don't trust numbers just because they're numbers. Something don't smell right. I believe in practices. He could have been on a horse to start it. There is no way he has run 53,736 races.
But they track this because jockeys have to be named in horse races. So he had to be credited of being on the horse during the race.
There's over 30,000 horse races run in America every year. Where are all these horses? Where are these races? I don't believe that number. I don't believe any of these.
I mean, even if he's just in California, there are multiple races, horse tracks that are not far from each other. Nobody runs one every day, but there's a horse race every single day in the U.S.
No,
it's possible, Mark.
I don't believe this.
It's possible.
I don't believe it. I am not going to believe this because this is an absurd claim. It's an absurd claim. There might be in a week, like 30,000 football games from every high school, from every college, from all of that. There might be that many in like a weekend.
There are over 100,000 high schools in the United States. So if you average that out, if they played every weekend during the season,
so
you divide that by 2, that's 50,000.
So it might average to every day.
100,000 colleges, that's what it is.
It might average. Well, okay, actually, okay. How many football games are there a day in America?
During the season.
There are approximately 7,000 high school football games played every Friday night across America, averaged a typical 7-day week. So it's like 1,000 games per day would be the average, which would put it at 360,000 games per year, right? You're telling me there's 1/10 as many horse races as that? I've seen a lot of high schools. I have not seen a lot of races for horses, all right? If you're telling me that horse racing is 1/10 as prevalent as high school football games in America, I will go into the middle of the I will take a plane to the middle of the ocean and I will drop in that point where that buoy is, where it's like in the
don't make this
with no life jacket, no nothing.
Don't do this.
This is a lie. This is a lie perpetuated by the horse racing industry. There is no way this man has done that. There's no way there's that many horse races, and I'm going to stand by that until the day I die. All I'm going to have, I'm going to be butt naked with a bite grip on my GoPro and nothing else. And I'll be floating there at Point Nemo saying, I was wrong until I drown. And yes, I'll die for this. There is no fucking way. No way. There is no way. This is a lie.
Guys, I'm going to have to buy a boat and go rescue Mark.
It's a lie. It is a lie. It is a lie, and I bet they've been holding to this like, oh, I hope no one checks our data. I hope no one checks. Yeah, I've run 53,000 races. I've done that every day. I do it 8 times a day, every day. You better believe it. No. They're going to come up with a book, and they're going to be like, the definition of a race is he's racing his past best time. He's racing that leaf that blew by during practice. He raced it. He's racing my sneeze that happens. I sneezed, I blinked. Must have been another race happened. Yep. How many horses?
All right, while you look that up, Yoshinobu Yamamoto nearly had a perfect game just the other day. His perfect game ended in the 8th inning when an error was made by shortstop Mookie Betts. But later, the no-hitter and shutout was broken when Tristan Peters hit a solo home run in the 9th for the lone hit of the game. Now, there have only been 24 recorded perfect games in Major League Baseball history. 25 if you include the one that the umpire completely blew the call on, which was incorrectly called Jason Donald safe at first, which would have been the final out. Blown call on Detroit Tigers pitcher Armando Galarraga, which would have been the 21st at the time, so there would be 25 today, perfect games. So it's extremely rare. In the history of baseball, in Major League Baseball, there have only been 24 officially recorded perfect games. This was Yamamoto's second close call to achieving a triumphant feat. I cannot talk today.
That's okay.
So it was close. I was like, my friend texted me, who's a huge Dodger fan, and I've never witnessed a perfect game like watching it, not necessarily in person in general. And so I was scrambling to try and watch it. And then he was like, error. And I was like, oh, thank God. I couldn't find a way to watch it. But I think he'll get there someday.
I think he'll get there too. I'm going to go deeper on this horse thing. Let me remind you, I'm the honey guy. I'd sluice this out because my numbers were even optimistic. This is assuming he is racing 7 days a week, no weekends, right?
Right. Okay.
So let's do some normal 40-hour work week math, right? Because if we have to take off 2 days out of the week, he's got to cram it into a denser one. So to remind everyone, to get 53,000 starting races, this is like serves in tennis where he's like,
53 years, mind you. He's been in this career for 53 years. Okay.
If he did one race a day, he would have to race for 145 years. That's if one race per day. But let's
It's 5 to 8 is the average.
So we're going to multiply that by 5, divide by 7 to get 5 out of... no,
5 per day.
Yeah. So we need 5 times 52. 5 times 52 for the amount of days. Trust me, everyone, hold on. This is going to be worth it. 5 times 52 to get the amount of days, which is 260. So to get 53,000 divided by 260 means that he would have to race, if it's 1 a day, for 203 years. If it's 4 a day, and this is only work days, it would be 51 years. He would have to race 4 races a day on every, because he's not working 7 days a week. This guy is not. And this is not assuming vacations. Wait, let's subtract the number of average vacation days that the American worker has. And I know we don't have as many days, but there's national holidays where you would take a day off anyway. How many national holidays are there in America that don't fall on a weekend? There are 6 federal mandated holidays that don't fall on a weekend, including Christmas, Veterans Day, Independence Day, Juneteenth, and New Year's Day, right? Let's assume there aren't races on there. There might be celebratory races, but he would make them up in other days. So that plus the average probably like 20 days would put it at 236 days. Well, 234 days total. So for him to be able to race 53,000 races, which is actually more than that, would be 234 days. Well, he'd have to race an average of, divide this by 4 again, he would have to race an average of 4.5 races every day that he worked to make that number possible.
All right. So 4, that's 20 a week.
Uh-huh.
All right. And there's 52 weeks in a year.
Yes.
1,040 per year races.
There's no way.
That's just 5 days a week, 4 per week.
Yeah, I know.
And that's just 1 year.
You think that's a reasonable number?
That's 1 year.
Do you think that's a reasonable number?
For a jockey?
For a jockey to start 1,040 races a year.
A year.
Every year.
No, this is just 1 year. His total was how much?
53,000.
53,000.
I'm saying 1,000 races a year is an unreasonable number to assume that he does.
All right, so we'll go 3 times 5 times 52.
Yeah.
780.
Uh-huh.
That's 51 years.
Yes, I know.
It's achievable, dude.
It's not achievable. It's not. It doesn't make any sense. There aren't that many horse races. There aren't that many opportunities for him to do this. There's no way.
Horse races at 1 track per year. Individual track, major horsing track hosts anywhere between 600 to 1,200 races per year.
Which one?
According to the national statistics, the Jockey Club.
Insider information says it. I don't believe it at all.
I'm just saying, you're standing on a hill that is absolutely achievable for a jockey.
It's not achievable.
For 53 years of racing.
There's no way.
53 years he's been doing this.
Never happened.
There's going to be video evidence, and you're going to have to go to that buoy in the ocean now that you've said that online.
I haven't even been your butler. I'm not going to keep any promises.
The funniest part is I'm the one who lost that bet. I'm supposed
You're
to
right.
be here.
No, there was 2 bets.
Yeah, you were my chauffeur.
That was right.
You drove me back for my surgery when I was...
Oh, that's true. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, come on now. I think it's a huge conspiracy. I've been to a lot of places around the world. I'm well-traveled. I haven't seen a single fucking horse race.
You haven't gone to where the horse tracks are.
That's what I'm saying. I've covered a lot of ground. I've driven across the country. I've seen a lot of places. I can't even remember one horse racing track. I can't even remember one.
The Kentucky Derby.
I haven't seen it with my own eyes. I don't even know if that Derby exists. People talk about it all the time. But I tell you, when there's people that have a family tradition for like horse races, it's once a year.
Did you ever go to the county fair in Ohio where we grew up?
See, and that's what I'm saying.
There's a horse track there.
What qualifies as a race?
They had chariot races at that one.
See, that wouldn't qualify. I don't think
that's a horse
official.
race.
I don't see, it's moving the goalpost. I would not qualify that.
There are horses and you're racing. It's just a different sect of horse racing.
And in a chariot, you wouldn't need a jockey.
You are correct.
Yeah, see, they have a distorted thing because they're trying to make it seem like horse racing is more prevalent than it is. I don't believe it for a second. There's a national conspiracy about it because the logic isn't logicking. The logic isn't logicking.
The logic is logicking.
The logic is not
I did the math too.
The logic is not logicking. It doesn't logic. There's no way. There's no way. Okay, this data includes non-wagering steeplechase races in their data. Sources, Equibase Company, LLC, and Hippodromo Camarero. These are going to be fucking shell corporations, just like completely non. This conspiracy goes so deep. Oh my God. I've uncovered.
So steeplechase involves jumping. So it's a long-distance horse race where thoroughbreds must navigate a variety of obstacles, including fences, hurdles, and water jumps, which would be harder on a jockey. But steeplechase horses are older and more mature than those competing in flat races. And that's the thing. A lot of the races that we hear about, the big races, are specifically for young horses. I believe the Kentucky Derby is like 2-year-olds.
Yeah.
3-year-olds. Must be exactly 3 years old.
I think I've uncovered the deepest conspiracy. I think I'm onto something.
There's going to be so many Jacuzas about people doing the math. People are going to find videos of all of his races and dive down this rabbit hole.
See, I'm not calling this guy. Well, I guess I am calling this guy a liar. I'm calling the entire horse racing industry a liar. I'm calling all of it a lie. It's lies all the way down. It has to be. It's lies all the way down. I bet people are betting on races that don't even exist. Now, wouldn't that be something? What way to keep an archaic form of betting? People don't even do that.
There are virtual horse races, so.
They have his AI persona.
It started already. He's been uploaded to the machine.
There's literally just a row, that water gun thing with the horses on there. And
they put him on.
They put him. No, he's there with other jockeys out there, and they're like, all right, if there's another race, you got to go for it. And like, oh, okay.
It's a horse race.
This counts as the start of a race, right? And they're all riding the water guns like this.
You know what's really funny about that? Those sensors are not equal. No matter if you're hitting it perfectly, the sensors in different locations are not equal.
Interesting. It's all rigged all the way down is what I'm hearing.
Carnival games have been proven to be rigged against you.
My God.
Yeah.
This is so fake. They're on this website. I have the full charts, and there's a section here that says all tracks on Equibase, which is the only other data set that they have for their sources of the number of races. There's 40 tracks. See, that's what I'm talking about. Where the fuck are all these thousands of tracks that would have to exist for this to make any sense? It doesn't make any. I'm probably going to be shot. Because I can't imagine the amount of money that would go into this if this is all a big conspiracy.
I just don't see why. There's no money gained. There's nothing gained for lying about this.
There's everything gained, because if they have people betting on races that don't exist, imagine the money from
No, but why even put yourself in the spotlight with this guy doing this many races to put yourself at risk like that?
They went one step too far. They got too cocky with it. They got too cocky flaunting their fake numbers and all their lies, that they didn't think that I would be on the scene. They didn't imagine a non-sport goer like me would be here to spot the flaw, the hole in the data.
Speaking of flaws, our last news story is the fact that the FAA has had numerous complaints about the UFC arena on the White House lawn and the lights coming from it affecting plane safety and their ability to land in D.C.
I had forgotten that was a thing, and you unfortunately reminded me about it.
It's straight out of the movie Idiocracy.
Yep.
But that's going to do it for this episode. We've been on a long news drought, so it was time we dived into some news, and there was certainly plenty of it. Not so many good newses, and certainly some conspiracies that Mark seems to have uncovered, potentially. Allegedly.
Yes, everything I said is alleged, including my bet to be in Point Nemo.
If you want to insert yourself into the argument of whether this jockey has ridden this many races.
That list of all tracks, half of them say, today, no racing. Half of them say no racing.
It is Sunday. Anyway, if you want to insert yourself into the argument that Mark has, go to the Reddit, reddit.com/r/GMFST. If you have other news that we didn't cover or some accusations or arguments against the things that we have said in the news episode or whatever we have talked about in the past, the Reddit is where you go for that. Use the Flair JQs or news if you want to add news. You can also buy merch, store.gmfst.com if you have the funds to do so. and want to support us, that's a great way to do it and get something actually tactile in your hands. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope I don't need to buy a boat to go save Mark. Any last words, Mark?
If you don't hear from me ever again, it's because Big Horse came after me. They sent Big Horse after me. But I think this goes deeper. I can't wait to hear all of you people on my side. We're all in this together. By listening to this alone, you're complicit in exposing this, and we're all responsible for digging deeper into this. Thank you for believing in me.
Bye. Hopefully see you in the next episode.
Forever.